Managers wear a lot of hats, but one of the most important is that of the role of risk manager. Every day, managers make decisions, often without realizing it, that can either increase or reduce the risk for the company. Those risks extend well beyond safety incidents and include legal exposure, employee relations issues, compliance failures, and reputational harm. Over the next several weeks and in the next several episodes, we'll cover the basics of employment law from hire to separation so you can spot potential issues early and avoid situations that could create legal problems for you and the company. Just as importantly, this will help you recognize when something is outside of your comfort zone and when it's time to bring in human resources or ask for additional guidance. Before we get started, it's important to set expectations. This series is designed primarily for managers and supervisors, not HR professionals or employment lawyers. The goal isn't to turn you into legal experts or have you memorize statutes and regulations. Instead, this content focuses on real-world situations managers face every day: hiring, pay decisions, performance issues, and more, and where those moments can turn into legal risk if they're handled without the right awareness. HR professionals already live in this space. Managers don't, and they shouldn't have to. But managers do need enough understanding to recognize when an issue is bigger than the routine management decisions they're used to making, and when it's time to involve HR or legal support. If you're a manager, this is about helping you lead with confidence, not fear, and giving you the tools to manage people effectively without accidentally creating problems you never intended. With literally hundreds of laws and regulations governing the workplace, managers serve as the first line of defense against preventable problems. When expectations are clear and actions are timely and consistent, risk is minimized. On the other hand, unclear communication, inconsistent treatment of employees, or delayed responses can quickly turn routine situations into costly issues. In short, effective managers don't just drive performance, they effectively manage risk by making thoughtful, well-informed decisions that protect employees, the operations, and the organization as a whole. It's a normal Tuesday morning. You're busy, nothing unusual about that. You have meetings stacked up and your inbox is full. You realize that a member of your team is underperforming again. So you fire off a quick message, 5 lines meant to be clear and firm and hopefully move things along. You don't think anything more about it, but several months later, that message is printed on a courtroom-sized screen, highlighted and enlarged, and read aloud by a lawyer who pauses at just the wrong words. Suddenly, your quick note is exhibit number 1 and has a price tag attached to it. That's how most employment lawsuits happen. Not with villains or with evil intent, but with ordinary managers doing ordinary things without realizing where the legal tripwires are buried. How you handle compliance issues reflects both your company's culture and your personal integrity as a leader. In today's environment of constant visibility and online transparency, even a single misstep can quickly surface, whether on social media or in a courtroom. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Some managers get companies sued, not because they're reckless, but because they're human. They're trying to solve problems quickly, balancing performance, personalities, pressures, and deadlines. And all of that happens inside a workplace governed by hundreds of employment laws and regulations. Getting promoted to manager is like going from playing checkers to playing chess. And half the time the board's on fire, the pieces are moving themselves, and someone just added the third queen. You're not expected to know every statute or court case, but you are expected to recognize when something has shifted from managerial decision to legal risk. And in a world of screenshots, recordings, and social media, every decision leaves a digital footprint. Most managers believe lawsuits happen because someone did something outrageous. That might be a comforting thought, that it's out of the hands of the manager, but it's completely wrong. Most lawsuits happen because something wasn't documented, something wasn't escalated, or something was handled informally. A manager thinks, I'll just take care of this myself. That instinct, while well-meaning, is risky because courts don't judge intentions, they judge actions, records, and consistency. And as any lawyer will tell you, if you didn't document it, it didn't happen. Let's talk about why this matters more now than ever. 20 years ago, workplace issues stayed within the 4 walls of the building. Today, Slack messages get forwarded, Zoom meetings get recorded, texts get screenshot, and social media turns internal drama into a public spectacle. We've all probably seen it. A single moment can move from a break room to LinkedIn to a lawyer's inbox in under an hour. I've seen managers disciplined or even fired, not because they broke the law, but because they created the appearance of unfairness. And perception matters, especially to arbitrators, judges, and juries. From hire to fire, managers touch almost every legal sensitive moment in an employee's life cycle. Interviewing and hiring, setting pay, assigning work, approving time, responding to leave or accommodation requests, addressing performance issues, handling complaints, and making termination decisions. Each one of those moments carries legal weight. And here's the key insight you really need to understand. You don't need to break the law to create legal exposure. You just need to be inconsistent, undocumented, or reactive. Two employers make similar mistakes. One gets coached and the other one gets written up. Why? Well, you say the facts in each case are just different. But that explanation does not work in a deposition. Inconsistency is one of the strongest predictors of lawsuits, especially discrimination and retaliation claims. This is where HR comes in and where managers misunderstand their role. HR is not there to slow you down. They're there to help you keep your decisions defensible. Strong managers know when to lead and when to loop in support. Weak managers either escalate nothing or they escalate everything. Great managers know the difference. If a situation involves pay, protected characteristics, leaves, medical issues, complaints, discipline, or termination, that's your signal to get your technical expert. Pause, pick up the phone, and call your HR partner. So let me leave you with this one foundational idea. The best managers are fair, consistent, well-documented, and defensible. In today's workplace, those qualities are not optional. If you can consistently navigate those 4 principles, you'll go a long way towards successfully navigating the often murky waters of employment law. In the next episode, we'll start at the beginning of the employment cycle, the interview, and I'll show you how well-meaning questions can destroy the entire hiring process, because sometimes the fastest way to lose a great candidate is to ask the wrong question.
John Paul here. If you like this video, check out the HR Insight YouTube channel where we have more videos just like this. Make sure to click subscribe so you get notifications.